Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Today's package is chock full of news you can use and interesting information. Take, for instance, the recent 10th anniversary summit of the Petrocaribe Agreement. Did you know that our connection with Venezuela goes way back to 200 years? Stay tuned for a feature that explains it all. We also have some tips for students who are moving on to 6th form. So get comfortable and stick with us for the next half hour.
Hurricanes can strike at any time. In the event of one, be prepared to act quickly. If a hurricane watch or warning has been issued, review your home disaster response plan. Map out likely routes to evacuate if your home is at risk and confirm with relatives or friends you plan to stay with. Also, confirm the location of the nearest shelter. Check your emergency supplies and restock if necessary. Remember, disasters do happen, so be prepared.
Good day, I'm Andrea Chisholm and this is your JIS News for Thursday, September 17. The draft version of the National Building Bill will be adjusted to make it mandatory for buildings to have rainwater harvesting facilities. This will ensure that Jamaicans are in a position to deal with drought conditions when they arise.
We're trying to fine-tune that arrangement before we take the bill to cabinet and then for debate. So that's the only thing that is holding it up. All the structural things, the relations, the professionals, and so on. All of those have been cleared.
The National Building Bill will formally adopt the National Building Code, which will govern the construction sector. It will also address illegal construction and formulate the accreditation process for building products. And as the administration continues the local government reform process, stakeholders are being trained to expand their knowledge of the sector. This follows the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the local government ministry and the University of Technology. The $6 million project, which was funded through the ministry's Equalization Fund, will initially last for a year.
Training has already commenced, and the first phase of training, where 50 persons from the local authorities and agencies were trained in the International Code Council building code documents. Also, persons trained are directly involved in the acceptance and review of building plans submitted by developers island-wide.
Mr. Thorpe added that this will help speed up the time it takes for parish councils to approve building plans. Through the Application Management and Data Automation Amanda system, parish councils now have a 90-day timeline for building approvals. Another manufacturing company has signaled its confidence in the Jamaican economy with a significant investment. Wisynco has pumped $600 million in a new filling and packing line for beverages at its White Marl St. Catherine plant. After touring the facility on Wednesday, Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller said she was pleased with the improvements.
This will not only redound well for its customers, but also for the manufacturing sector and the economy as a whole. I therefore wish to commend the Wisynco Group, its hard-working employees and leaders for the significant investment it has made in Jamaica and for its shared mission to improve the lives of our people.
The Prime Minister also urged Wisynco to take advantage of opportunities under the second phase of the National Export Strategy and tap into non-traditional markets. Several business entities have registered to participate in the Jamaica Product Exchange JPEX 2015. The country's largest business-to-business marketing event for the hospitality industry will be held from September 20 to 22 at the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James. More than 190 suppliers and 115 buyers from a number of countries will attend this year's event. The head of the Tourism Linkages Hub says the aim is to strengthen the partnerships among players in the manufacturing, agriculture, and entertainment sectors.
Our participation in JPEX is another step in the right direction to the local tourism sector and the Jamaican economy as a whole.
President of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, Nicola Madden-Gregg, says she's confident that JPEX 2015 will be a successful marketplace.
Both our hoteliers, attraction operators and transportation providers are ready, and our overseas partners are excited to see what's new in Jamaica. Let's go out and sell Jamaica.
And finally, Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller has reiterated government's commitment to education and training.
Our commitment can be seen in the significant investments we continue to make in the education sector, including the construction and equipping of schools, training of teachers, principals, school board members, and other leaders in education, assistance with books and meals at some levels of the education system.
The Prime Minister was speaking recently at the official opening of the Fidel Castro campus of the Anchovy High School in St. James. The school's second campus, which will ease overcrowding at the main campus, will house 900 students from grades 7 and 8.
I look forward to the Fidel Castro campus becoming a full-fledged school, a goal that the Ministry of Education has set for itself to be accomplished by September next year.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Thank you for watching.
If you still haven't gotten all your child's textbooks or want to help others with theirs, the JIS Book Exchange program remains open. Donate, exchange, or share textbooks that you no longer need, whether they are new or used. For infant, primary, high, or even university students, exchange or share your books. Pass them on to those that need them. Drop them off at GIS's head office on 58A Halfway Tree Road or email pr@gis.gov.jm to make arrangements for drop-off. For further information, contact the Public Relations and Marketing Department at 9291919 or 926359024. Join the mission and be a part of the JIS Book Exchange Initiative.
The Petrocaribe Development Fund has been helping to transform the Jamaican landscape for over 9 years, expanding our roadways, modernizing our airports, facilitating the creation of jobs and providing academic scholarships, reshaping communities and improving sanitation facilities. The Petrocaribe Development Fund, moving beyond energy security. To find out more about the fund, call 960-9110 or visit their website, petrocaribejm.org.
If you've been watching Jamaica Magazine, you would have known that several Caribbean and Latin American leaders were here recently for an important meeting. It was the 10th anniversary of the Petrocaribe Agreement, and by all indications, the summit served to further strengthen regional bonds. Here are some highlights.
Crafting an energy cooperation agreement to improve the fortunes of struggling Caribbean and Latin American countries, forging partnerships that brought a lifeline for participating nations. An agreement that would extend beyond the commercial to improve the social fabric of the region.
The Petrocaribe Energy Agreement opened a new era of collaboration to uplift and advance the economic and social conditions of people within our shores and territorial borders.
Petrocaribe remains an important mechanism for the promotion of closer cooperation and greater unity among countries in the region.
And on September 5, 2015, the 10th anniversary of the agreement, participating countries came together to mark the milestone, to renew commitments, to strengthen relationships, and to highlight achievements. Heads of government met for the 10th anniversary commemorative ceremony in Montego Bay, St. James, the place where it all began.
The Petrocaribe is part of a successful event to break that fatality, the historical fatality that tells the people that we cannot be free, that we cannot be with our own feet, and we cannot think with our own mind, that we cannot walk ourselves, that we cannot dream of conquering social happiness, economic development, or because we're too small.
It has made major contributions to improving the socio-economic development of states through investments totaling just under $4 billion in 400 and 32 social projects to foster improvements in the standard of living of our people. Among Petrocaribe's significant achievements that have positively impacted the Jamaican economy over the years are the investments in the improvement of our road, air and seaport infrastructure, the financing of micro, small and medium enterprises, and production expansion.
If all countries that own energy resources or resources of any other sort would do the same as Venezuela is doing, we would live in a more just, more developed, more equitable, more supportive, and more peaceful planet. It is a model based on solidarity. It is a model of protection of our peoples, for the protection of our peoples. It is a model of cooperation for the liberation and for development of our nations as well.
Our meeting today underscores the pledge of the countries of the region to support each other as we explore available options for building our economies and securing the development of our people.
To advance that cooperation and build on the gains already made, it was announced that a Council of Economy would be established to drive the development of a regional economic zone. The Venezuelan president urged fellow leaders to give it their full support. Looking ahead to the next 10 years, Energy Minister Philip Paulwell said cooperation under the program would be strengthened in 4 key areas. Among them, expanding travel and trade opportunities to push products like fertilizer and other commodities among member states. Cooperation in the area of renewables and energy diversification is also a top priority.
This latter element supports an important strategy for developing countries, that of diversification of our energy sources to ensure both energy security and energy independence.
For Jamaica, the Energy Minister pointed to 2 projects now before the Petrocaribe Secretariat: the upgrading of the Petrojam oil refinery and the completion of the rural electrification program. To the naysayers, the skeptics who thought the Petrocaribe agreement would fail, Minister Paulwell pointed to its successes as proof of the strength of the region's commitment.
As participants, we have grown stronger, more cohesive, more collaborative, and increasingly mutually supportive of each other's development. The resolve remains strong and true. The lessons of Petrocaribe remain indelible, and its responsiveness to the challenges of change remain absolute.
To honor the chief architect of the Petrocaribe Agreement, the late former Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez, former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson reiterated his call for a tangible tribute, an academy named in Chavez's honor.
Work on the discipline and design has already reached the embryonic stage for what would become now the Hugo Chavez Academy. This would expose the sons and daughters of Simón Bolívar, José Martí, Toussaint Louverture, and Marcus Garvey to develop fluency in language and hone the skills which blend our economic development and different cultures.
The proposal is for the academy to be built in Jamaica at the site where Spanish liberator Simón Bolívar wrote the famous Carta de Jamaica, or Letter from Jamaica. The 10th anniversary of the Petrocaribe Agreement coincided with the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Jamaica and Venezuela. On September 6, shared history brought President Nicolas Maduro and Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller to the statue of Spanish liberator Simón Bolívar at the National Heroes Park in Kingston. Both leaders also led the official opening of the Simón Bolívar Cultural Center at North Parade. It was paid for by the government of Venezuela and the Petrocaribe Development Fund. Mrs. Simpson Miller expressed Jamaica's gratitude for the center, which has a library, interpretation room, a language lab, multi-purpose room for lectures and performances, as well as administrative offices.
It is intended to promote and develop cultural programs for a better understanding of Latin America and the Caribbean culture.
The opening ceremony also coincided with the 200th anniversary of Simón Bolívar's famous Carta de Jamaica, which paved the way for unity between Latin America and the Caribbean.
The Jamaica letter, if we can describe it in modern terms, could be considered as a roadmap that took Bolívar from defeat to victory, from slavery to freedom.
Excerpts of that famous letter can be viewed at the center, along with Bolívar's sword, which was handed over for display. The cooperation and friendship between the two nations was evident, even beyond the formal engagements and official talks. Before he left, the visiting Venezuelan president took time to interact with Jamaicans and to get lost in the music of our people. Petrocaribe, 10 years on, growing the region through social and economic investments.
Life is all about making decisions, choosing from a number of options to do a particular thing, which may result in a specific outcome.
It can be difficult, but there are 4 things you can do to help make that decision.
Stop. Check out what's happening and remind yourself to think before acting.
Think. Make sure you're aware of the choices, all the advantages and disadvantages. Then think about the consequences.
Act. Choose the best option and do something about it.
Review. Finally, review what you have done and determine if it was good or bad. That way, you'll be in a better position to make the next decision, whether big or simple.
I say be careful what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them. Mind what you saying to my sister. She could be the next Prime Minister.
Sexual abuse is always a very difficult thing to confront, particularly when the alleged victim is a child. Parents, if it is that you suspect that your child has been sexually abused, or is in a vulnerable set of circumstances where an abuse may occur, we encourage you to have dialogue with your child. Take the child to the pediatrician who normally attends to the child. If there is no such pediatrician, take your child to the clinic, to the hospital, to some medical practitioner who can do an assessment for you. It's very important as well that we don't just look at the physical side, but we also seek to find the kind of psychosocial support that a child may need. Does the child need a session with a counselor? Does the child need to speak with a pastor who is used to dealing with these issues? Does the child need to get that ongoing psychological support to assist with the healing process and also to assist the child in becoming strong enough, as it were, to deal with the various processes that will follow once it is that you suspect an abuse has occurred? If it is that the child actually discloses, when you engage the child in discussion, that yes, mommy and daddy, I was abused, we encourage you to entertain the child, to listen to what the child has to say to you, and to take it very seriously. So we really urge you to have those discussions and to seek guidance in terms of, do I speak to the police about this, which we always say you have to. Because once a child has been sexually abused, it's a criminal matter, and it means that once at all possible, the child should be assisted to go through the processes so that the perpetrator can in fact be held accountable. Support your child,
and let them understand in very clear terms that they are not the cause or the reason for this abuse having been perpetrated. But the most important element is to support them, get them access to the services that they need, and give them a chance to have you give them that listening ear. For these tips and of course any other information that deals with children, that is anyone under 18 years, please feel free to contact the Office of the Children's Advocate. We're at 72 Harbour Street, downtown Kingston, and our numbers are 948-1134, or website www.oca.gov.jm. Thank you.
Watch what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them. Mind what you're saying to my sister, cause she could be the next Prime Minister.
It's been 11 months.
7 years.
12 years.
Since I became the most important person in the world.
It's a big responsibility to know that her future is in our hands.
I have to tell him and show him that he is my number one. I want to prepare them for life's journey. So as them grow, them know the difference between right and wrong.
I gotta make sure we keep him out of bad company. Because if I don't raise him right, the streets are gonna raise him.
I feel, she feel.
If me stumble, him fall. Knowing I'm responsible for their future and they're responsible for Jamaica's future.
So I won't give up or allow her to quit.
I'm gonna make sure I'm safe on the straight and narrow.
Me prefer to tell them no now than watch them regret it later.
Because to the world, I'm just another person. But to my child, I'm the whole wide world.
Are you a high school student making the transition to 6th form, not yet adjusted or aware of what to expect? We have some advice from some young people who have been down that road.
We've all been there. As our academic careers unfold, we have many transitions, from basic school, then to primary school, and then to high school.
College is usually the next step, but wait, there's another shorter transition between those main high school years and the university campus.
Sixth form is considered as that transition period. It is a period within which the students are moving from a kind of school feeding type of education to one where they now have to do more critical thinking, they have to do additional research, and they have to pretty much function at a different level as they prepare themselves for the next stage in their education. Students are actually exiting secondary level at a younger age, some at age 15, some at age 16. And in accordance with our regulation, there would be 2 additional years that they should really be within the school system. And so the 6th form program provides those 2 additional years for the students to develop the level of maturity that is required for them to move on to tertiary level institutions or for them to move into the world of work.
But apart from developing your maturity, 6th form is where you prepare to sit those critical CAPE subjects.
After 6th form, I would like to go to the UWI Mona to study medicine, and UWI requires CAPE, so that is why I really want to do CAPE.
And before you even get to university, the CAPE program will allow you to develop critical thinking and leadership skills because you're most likely to be selected to be student leaders for the lower school.
I was a prefect at the Edwin Hallin High School, and from the CAPE program I've learned leadership skills, and along with being a prefect I've learned to be on time, punctual actually, right? I've learned to be punctual, and along with that I've been a peer council coordinator. I've been the project manager for the Key Club.
It is very important that as students are being prepared to become adults, that they are fully rounded in different areas. And the academics, while it is extremely important, it is also very important that they are involved in some kind of cultural or socially related activities, sports included, for their development.
While I was attending the Portmore Community College, I was involved in female football team, cheerleading as well as drama. But doing these extracurricular activities, I was nervous. I didn't know to manage my time. But as time goes by, I know also do the most important stuff first.
But despite the various opportunities that you can receive from the sixth form program, the transition can be difficult to navigate at first.
Well, I'm extremely nervous about sixth form. I know that I have to put in extra work because it's not that easy as CXC, as everyone is saying. But I'm kind of looking forward to it.
So if you're like Gabriel and you're feeling the nerves, fret not. You have nothing to worry about.
Now, sixth form is sometimes seen as a status symbol. So if you're in sixth form, it simply means that you would have done exceptionally well. So it is a time when our students should settle down, they should relax, and they should work as hard as they possibly can.
For those who are nervous and don't know what to expect, overall, I would say that CAPE is actually a very good program. It prepares you for university and it prepares you for life on a whole.
After doing our six, I would say try it. It's very exciting. It's new. It will take you to the next step of your career because you know most universities requires CAPE. So it's very good. I enjoyed it.
If the sixth form program is what awaits you this September, embrace the opportunities it has to offer. All you have to do is have an open mind, work hard, get involved, and manage your time well. All the best.
The new school year has begun, and it is our duty to ensure that each child is safe. So here are a few reminders. It is important to establish a time when your child should be home or at a particular destination. If possible, call to ensure that he or she is there. You can also call on someone trustworthy to check on your child while you are away at work. While at school, let them know that if they see anything suspicious, especially on the playground, they are to go to a teacher or an adult. Let them know they can also scream or shout to get attention. Let's help to keep our children safe with the information they need to know.
It's time to say so long for now. Tune in tomorrow for another edition of Jamaica Magazine. We're also available to you 24 hours a day, every day, online. Our website is among the most popular news sites in Jamaica. Plus, there's YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Until tomorrow, when we'll do it all over again, I'm Adrian Atkinson, wishing you a pleasant day.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.